Dearest readers and listeners, my name is Harriet III, fourth eldest daughter in my family. Recently, I took a vacation from my castle in London because doing nothing but whatever I want gets tiresome sometime. Oh, you know. I took a splendid trip down to Georgia, where I stumbled upon the most extraordinary dining hall I have ever frequented. Wings and Things is a masterclass in servitude and cuisine. Their tea was the finest I had ever sipped, their wings the finest I had ever crunched, and their chips were the finest thing I had ever munched. Scrumptious. All that is to say that if you find yourself out in the South when away from London, frequent yourself a Wings and Things. This is Harriet III, fourth eldest daughter in her family, signing off with a quill I made out of wings from things. Wings and Things is in no way associated with the British monarchy nor beheadings from said affiliations. Any executions are coincidental and not intended. Thank you for dining with us.
She's a ukulele girl.
That's right. You started singing. Then you stopped.
I started singing, and that's when the listener stopped. Welcome to the Newnan Podcast with Harold. It is I, the one, the only, the prophet of the Poonananny, as they call me. The one with the stash, throwing a great birthday bash. The guy with the glasses, moving like his legs is in molasses. These are all so good, and I love them. And you got one?
Oh man, for you or to describe myself?
Oh, I guess to describe yourself, if you're that selfish.
Nuh-uh.
We are joined today by Harriet, the Peachtree City Spy, who has a real name, but doesn't want to say it outright, because does a lot of things in Peachtree City, but also hasn't really said anything that bad about Peachtree City that would make it where a code name is needed. She gave Peachtree City, in our last episode, a B+ letter grade, and she gave Newnan an A, which that might mean you get banished.
Oh man. To be fair, I also thought it was just really fun to go under an alias.
Yeah, it is fun, I would think. I go by my real name with my real
of
face.
Course, yeah.
So, but today we'll try to get it where you'll do something or say something that will ruin your reputation. Because I feel that that's what a good interviewer does.
Exactly.
It encourages people to come onto the podcast more often if they know their life will be worse for it. So I have a two-parter question for you. I don't know, does this count as a quadruple part question? Anyways, I would like to know the worst and the best Peachtree City resident you've met, and then the worst and the best Newnan resident that you have met. If you're not comfortable giving their names and their addresses, disappointing, but fine.
Sadly, I don't think I'll dox anybody today. We'll save that for a future episode.
Docs?
Yeah, dox. It's like when you leak everybody's information.
Why is it called docs?
Because you put it onto Google Docs and you send it to everybody. That's not why.
What, do you know why it is?
I actually don't. I just now realized. Should we look up the definition?
Sure, have at it.
Let's see.
I've definitely heard the word used before, but I didn't really know exactly what it meant. Dox. To dox someone is to leak.
It's an actual. I'm not sure if there's a reason why. It does stem from the word docs, as in DOCS. But it's because it's short for document, I guess. But it's docs, verb, informal. Docs, a third person, present, past tense. Docs, it's just it's a search for and publish private or identifying information about a particular individual on the internet, typically with malicious intent.
Okay. So that's like when the YouTubers are fighting and one's like, yeah, well, this guy lives here and his daughter goes to this school.
Yeah, that did happen to somebody.
Right, it happened with Sniper Wolf.
Yeah, she doxed somebody else, I believe.
Yeah, I don't want anybody to think I studied on this. My daughter came and told me that we can't watch Sniper Wolf anymore because she doxed someone. And I thought that meant she, like, reverse gave him a circumcision. So I was like, whoa, that's crazy. I ain't having no kid of mine watching doxing videos. But it turns out that all she did was give up their address. So, whatever. Anyways, who is the worst and best Peachtree City? Let's go with the worst for both first. So let's go with the worst Peachtree City and worst Newnan. Then we'll get the best. We'll finish on the best because then we have, like, we're building up the world and we're like, you know what? There's good out there. You just have to do all the work to find it, man. But there is good out there.
Hey, sometimes you gotta search, sometimes it finds you. I would
Have
say
you tried smiling more? Don't be sad. Just don't be sad. Go outside.
Go outside, feel the wind on your face.
Take toxic people out of your life. That's all you have to do is remove all toxic people from your life.
Just dox them.
Dox? Reverse dox them.
There you go. Turn them into Dotsons.
I was wondering if we are going to get a Dotson joke in there.
There you go. Here's the worst. We'll start with the Peachtree City resident. It's kind of like it's a person I've encountered, but I've seen a couple of people like this. It's kind of a type of person in Peachtree City.
It's just all Peachtree City people then.
Don't tell them that yet. It's just the people that have no filter, and they just and it's not like the people can say what they want. I'm not saying they can, but it's people who are just like, I'm just gonna insult people for the fun of it. I was just I was out shopping in the old Peachtree City area, and I was looking at this thing. I was talking to somebody about it.
Looking at this thing. Okay, what were you buying? Were they knives?
For the sake of they were knives.
For the sake of I'm not asking you to dox a product in a store.
No, it was like a pair of shoes I was looking at. Okay. And I was with this one we were talking about, like, oh, this is really cute. But she's there. It was like it was a woman, and there was her mom, and her mom was the one that was saying this. And she just looks at me like this mid conversation as we're talking about this thing. She goes, "Do they feed you, honey? Do we need to feed you, honey? Do you need some food?" And I'm just like, what? Well, we're looking at you. What are you talking about? And the daughter of this mother is just like, Mom, stop, Mom, no, Mom, no, don't, Mom, you can't say that, Mom. Why would you say that to somebody? And they're just having this mini argument, and I'm just trying to, like, inch away, and I'm like, what are we talking about? I'm just like, I don't know what compelled her to just mid conversation, like, there was nothing we were talking about. We weren't looking at oranges. We were looking at salads. We weren't looking at any edible thing. I guess we could have eaten the shoe, but I wouldn't recommend it. And I was just like, I mean, okay, that's fine.
What prompted the end of the conversation? Was it just that the daughter pulled her away?
Yeah, I guess she was just like, I think we just like, I just kind of brushed away. I'm just like, yeah, anyways, that's a cool thing. Anyways, I'll go this way. But
you ran.
I made a tactical retreat.
Now, when she was asking if they feed you, why do you think she did that?
I mean, I'm a little on the scrawny side. I guess I'm a little stick bug crawling around doing a little stick bug dance. So I mean, I guess she looked at my scrawny little figure and went, "Oh man, they turned her into a paper clip." I really don't know. I guess that was just a thought in her head, and that she just wanted to say it to me, and I was there.
Did she present it as actual concern of, oh my goodness?
It was,
or was it, do they feed you? Like, everyone, I'm noticing it was very that much you like are skinny.
It was a very much, do they feed you, honey? Do we need? It was very, like, condescending in her tone, like very condescending. It felt like I was in the middle of, like, a Disney Channel movie, and my name was Rebecca, and I was wearing like 7 layers of clothes like they do in a Disney movie, and she was like she had like 2 of her little posse members that went like, yeah, get her, but it was just her daughter going, Mom, stop, Mom, stop.
This example is not connecting with me at all, but I appreciate it.
It'll be for somebody out there.
I hope so.
Just think of any classic movie where there's like, it's like what they think teenagers act like. And it's like the mean girl with her 2 little posse members, and their only role in this movie is to be like, yeah, get him, Regina, go. It's like yeah.
Okay.
Except her daughter was like, Mom, stop. Mom.
But why are you wearing 5 layers of clothes?
Because it was a cold day.
In this Disney movie.
If you haven't ever seen a Disney movie out there, people who are watching this, of Disney fashion, if you watch any like 2000s or before that movie, they think fashion for teenagers is just wearing like seven different jean jackets over like seven different t-shirts.
I'm learning so much today.
It's very weird fashion. And then every time like the Mean Girls, they'd be wearing like they'd just be wearing like different color skirts and then they have like one shirt on. Like the more layers you had, the more of a protagonist you were.
Oh.
And then occasionally you'd know a musical instrument. They'd get a song on there somehow. You could work at like a Partner's Pizza in Peachtree City and there was a musical number on it. Or there was some singer like Selena Gomez singing a song about the Peachtree City Partners.
I guess Woody in Toy Story has a lot of layers on.
It's true. He's got a lot of layers to his clothes, a lot of layers to his personality.
I'm gonna
Maybe.
have to research this because if it turns out you're wrong, I'm gonna be so mad at you
I don't know. Look up any 2000 movie and see like the different wardrobe
and
choice.
see if the protagonists are wearing more layers.
More like
Okay, so that person in Peachtree City sounds rude, and I'm sorry that happened to you.
it was. I mean,
No, 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 no. Let me be sorry it happened to you.
I appreciate it.
She must pay.
You're right. I've been punched her in the face and I walked away.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I don't gotta do nothing then. And Newnan, what is the worst encounter with Newnan?
I so I dated somebody in Newnan for about 2 years of my life.
You did what to
I,
someone?
I, I dated somebody in Newnan for 2 years of my life. They were a very interesting individual. I wish them the best. I hope they're doing fine now. It's just 2 years of my life I'm never gonna get back. They were very interesting. They I did a lot for this person. Like I was very nice. I never think I ever did anything to warn them, but they're just like, you never support me. You never do these things. I'm like, dude, I was up till 2 a.m. last night telling you how great of a person you were. Uh, but one of my favorite things is I broke up with this person very like reasonably. I just said, hey, I met with them in person. We went to a park and I was like, hey, I'm just not feeling this anymore. I think it's better if we aren't in a relationship anymore. And at the moment they were like, okay. They took it like, they would. There was a little bit of tears involved from both of us. There's a little
How
bit
old were you guys?
I was God, at the time, I think 16 or 17. I think I was younger than that actually. I might have been 15.
When
And
you
he was
broke up, so you guys started dating when you were 13?
no, I think it was about 14. It was around 2 years. It might have been a little less than that, so I don't think I was quite 16 yet. But it was about almost 2 years. I think my birthday was a couple weeks after that.
Ah, so you definitely wanted to get rid of the dead weight before your birthday. I hear ya.
There's more to the I did theater with this person for a long time, and they were in that group. At that point, they kind of left that group, and I think at that moment I was just like, okay, I can get out of this without it greatly affecting all of my friendships in this group, all these things going on. I don't think it
Mm,
would have, but in my little 14, 15-year-old mind, I was just like, oh God, this is the end of the world. I look back on that and I'm like, man, I could have just not been in a relationship for a while. But the kicker was after that, like it ended reasonably, and then he sent me like I think 20 text messages. I was just at a pool party and I was just like, hey, I'd like it if we don't speak for a while or like just at all. Left it very reasonably, and then I just put him on mute for a bit. Got another 20 text messages. I never looked at him again. Um, I remember so we had a lot of mutual friends in this group that we were in. And I was at one of these friends' houses and we were playing like a horror game, just some fun stuff. And she gets a text and she goes, oh my God, and she's just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and it's the same text, and we put it into after a while of processing what this was, and he wasn't addressing so much me, like he wasn't trying to talk to me through her, he was just talking to her about me and how she chose our friendship over him, but he'd known her longer. So obviously after, like, there was a lot of stuff that went down. I don't need to go into all details. He was a little bit of a messed up individual. Hope he's doing better now. But we put it into a Word document and we were like in MLA format, double spacing in pages. It was 14 pages.
wow.
14 pages.
Now,
My favorite, yeah.
was he insulting? Or did he come from it as these are my feelings. I feel like you chose her. I feel like I needed this. Or was it
Yeah, it
very
was
much
a
you
little
did
mixture.
this. These were your intentions. This is what you meant to do. You guys are bad.
A little mixture of both.
Okay.
He would kind of tell, like, this is how it made me feel. He'd also tell us about things that we did and then immediately contradict himself in the next sentence.
That happens during hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Which again, I'm looking back on it now. At the moment, I was just like, "What is he doing?" Looking back on, it, I'm like, he was going through some stuff, and I just wasn't the right person to be in a relationship with him at the moment. I really don't have any hard feelings for this guy. It's just at the moment when I knew
You
him, no,
really, you really don't have any hard feelings for the person you're choosing as the worst person
I
in
can't think of
Newnan.
anybody else really that I can
No
think of
hard
that.
feelings, but if there's anyone in Newnan where there's been murderers, this guy's the
I thought it was people
worst.
I knew personally. I can talk about murderers. I don't know if any murderers in Newnan.
Did you know the lady personally that judged you for your body?
Well, I probably did in that moment. People I've met. I don't think I've met any murderers that I know of.
That's
In
fair. That's fair.
Wait, I don't think I had a certain level of what I knew. I don't have so much hard feelings as in like I am very glad that this person is out of my life and I would not put them back in my life willingly. But I really like I'm not sitting there actively hoping that they are having things going wrong in their life. I'm glad that they're out of mine.
So, and I'm not saying that he should have sent this message to your friend. Did he do anything else that was particularly
For that,
well? I don't want you don't answer it if it's something super
if there's
personal.
anything. I mean, in my relationship, he did some things that made me very uncomfortable around men for a while. Like, and I don't need to go too much into that because that's a whole different story. But
That's for episode 3.
yeah, there's a lot of things that I am not mentioning because they're very personal that went on
Yeah,
in this.
do not. I'm not putting any pressure to hear that.
Oh yeah, no. But again, I'm very much fast. I'm just bringing it up because I was asked a question. But yeah, I mean, my favorite part is yeah, again, there were several points. I think he might have been copy and pasting whatever he was writing because I think he repeated the same sentence or like same paragraph maybe 3 times. This might have been why it was 14 pages.
Well,
But it was
see,
very
now
much
I'm mad at him too. That boy needs to be
so much grammar mistakes. Yeah, we
so
it was very
much
much
grammar
like
mistakes. All right, circle
yeah.
back because I don't want us.
Yeah, we don't need to make this a whole ideal.
No, no, no. I do have a question
Yeah.
that goes back to one of the things because you pointed out in a positive way that when you broke up with him, you did it in person, you did it at a park. Um,
I did forget about one thing, but we can go back to that.
no, go ahead.
Oh, oh, we did meet in the park later on. I think this was before the note, but it was after I broken up with him. Well, like I think well past. It might have been before I like blocked him completely or muted him. He wanted to meet in person and just be like, hey, I just want to get some things like off my chest. And I was like, okay, I'll hear you out, dude. Like I don't have too many hard feelings right now. And we sat there in a park for 2 hours. Keep in mind at that moment I hadn't had like my license yet, so my mom was in that parking lot the whole time watching this talk go down. When I went back and she's just like, what was that? But he had a whole like note system, which I'm like, that's fine. Like, get your feelings out, man. But he called me toxic, manipulative, and then listed things I did, and every single thing he listed was things he did to me.
Uh,
So very much a reflecting probably some insecurities he had back onto me because I mean, again, I probably wasn't like a perfect person, but I don't think I did many of the things that he did that he told me I did. I don't think I was very toxic. I always supported him when he wasn't feeling down. I brought him cookies. I don't think I manipulated him. Maybe I did. I don't know. But he did have this whole 2 hour talk.
yeah,
Brought his brother with him who was just out there talking to my mom because we were there for 2 hours.
that is a
It's very interesting.
again. I think if when I think about that in adult relationship terms,
Yeah.
that stuff, you see that stuff happen when you date someone
Oh,
for 3 months, 6 months. But for that to be like your first major relationship and for it to go on for years and then to have those things happen, that would be very difficult. That would be hard to trust and give relationships a big try again.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, it was an experience that molded the person I was for a while. A lot of my insecurity and just a lot of the person I was for a while, just nervous ball of nerves came from them. But I am in a much better spot now, and I'm very happy with where I'm at.
No, I think, yeah, I got into a really unhealthy relationship. We're probably around the age 20 because it started then. I went into when I was 21. That it took a long time to get past this. When I started having like my first suicidal thoughts were all connected to it. But I wanted to go back to something that you said about breaking up in person. Are you a
Yeah.
believer that there are right and wrong ways to break up with somebody?
I don't think so. I think it's very circumstantial because breakups can happen anytime. I mean, if somebody's dangerous, you wouldn't meet in person with that kind of thing. I think it really depends on the person, depends on your history. I don't know if there's a right or wrong way.
Okay. But is there a way that so if someone's not abusive, should you then try to do it in person?
I'd say if that's something that you both believe in, I would say yeah. I think it's nicer to do in person. I don't think again, it depends on how much history you have. If you've known this person for a week, I mean, it's probably a little ruder to do it over the phone. I don't personally think I'd be too offended by it, but I think in person is a little,
What about over
it's
text or like messenger?
over text might be a little rude. But again, it's all circumstantial. That's a hard question to answer because there's so many different circumstances. Like every relationship's a little different. Every person's a little different.
Yeah. I don't know. I've always been of the belief that, well, if you're gonna break up with me and it's over, then I don't care how it's done. So I've been dumped over text. I think me and my ex-wife decided we were gonna. When she's like, "No, I want this to be over for sure." It was over text, and like, hey, I get it. Why? I don't want to sit there face to face. That doesn't feel more respectful. The most respectful thing is not to get dumped. So whatever. But
And just, yeah, very circumstantial stuff. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
okay, well, here we go. Best. Let's hear our
Oh yeah,
best
best.
Peachtree City resident and best Newnan resident.
I will do we'll do best Newnan resident. You know, it's you, Harold. It's the best Newnan resident I've met.
Is that your real answer?
It is my real answer.
Why? Without saying nice things about me.
Without saying nice things about you. I think that's a kind of impossible to say the best things about a person without saying nice things.
I'm just telling you.
You're human? Is that a nice it's not I don't know if that's a nice thing.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
You've got a mustache?
Yeah,
Is
that's
that like
good. That's good.
oh,
No, you can say, I'll let you say like two nice things and then we'll move on to the Peachtree City one.
let's see. I mean, you're just a great friend to have and one of the best people that I know. One of my favorite people to talk to. And I love doing like creative projects with you.
All right, there's two things. Thank you. All right. And let's hear about the best,
I insult you 7 times.
best Peachtree City resident.
City resident. Ooh. So I've signed an NDA as a world-renowned spy, but I I do I guess I could say no from a distance. I haven't technically really met this person, but it is I'm not going to say any names or anything like that, but it was a country music singer.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was, very, very nice person. They like have brought my family like a COVID test. They brought us jam once.
They brought you jam.
They brought us jam once. I forget. I think it was in. I saw something about. I think I saw my mom about that. I think it was like in some sort of like package with other stuff. But all I remember is jam.
Was it homemade jam or they like just went by the store and bought?
I think it was homemade jam. I wouldn't be surprised if they just got like a field of strawberries somewhere. I think you make jam with strawberries. I think it was strawberry
So
jam.
is he married and stuff? What you said, country music singer? I don't know if you ever said he or she. Are they married? Is it a family?
I don't know. I don't know if I've ever asked that. I see I'm a terrible knower of this person.
Well, you're not a country music fan, yeah.
Not too much, no. I've known this person. I've heard songs by him, which I won't say I have to keep it anonymous, but I like they're somebody I think people would definitely recognize their
Yeah.
music. They're pretty well known.
Yeah.
Uh but yeah, like I'm not a big country music singer. Of course I'm into theater, I'm into improv type stuff. I'm a big fan of like show tunes. I like songs from like movies and
So
shows.
this jam, did you
Yeah.
eat it?
I believe I did at some point because we had some real nice
What
toast.
did it taste like?
Well, if you've ever had jam,
Okay, I didn't know if it would taste like critters and mud
yeah,
slop and
there were
stuff like
crickets
that.
in there, and they put like little strings of a guitar because they're a country music singer.
That's so stupid, but I do like it. So he brought COVID test. He brought you. I'm assuming he brought you COVID test. Were they used COVID test? Was he just like bragging? He's like, ha ha, I don't got COVID.
They were unused COVID tests because we needed some of those. And I believe at the time we were negative, unless that might have been around the Christmas time, like the Christmas of I think it was 2020 or 2021. That's when I got COVID, like right at Christmas. It was awful. It was only, I think, me though, because half my family, like they were enjoying Christmas in the living room. I was in my room wearing my Pokemon Grookey mask. I'm not sure why I was wearing it in my room. No, I wore that when
I'm
I did go
assuming
out.
you mean like one of the face masks, which is like a picture of Grookey, or is this like a
No,
Halloween
not
mask?
not a full Halloween mask.
Okay,
That would be excellent if I had one of those. I
because I
should
could
buy one.
absolutely picture you on Christmas wearing a Grookey
I do have a
mask.
one of a Grookey, but no, it was like a little face mask. My friend had gotten it for me at some point, and they kind of slid my presents through the door.
Man, Peachtree City people are weird. Y'all are weirdos.
Oh, we're absolutely weirdos. Why do you think I'm in Newnan so much?
To do theater, not like a weirdo.
No, no, none of us are weird.
That's great. So the best Peachtree City resident is a country music singer, which your family's not comfortable giving the name of, who brought jam, COVID test. Do you know anything else? There anything else that you can safely say about him? Interesting.
I can't say too much. Like, there's some cool things in like the neighborhood we lived in at that time that it was like directly corresponding with. There's like a cool little playground that we got to go to that I think was a little bit like more restricted, but we got access because it was like a really nice playground that we got to go to.
See,
I was, of
this
course,
makes me think that this person probably has kids because if this is a country music singer that has access to a playground that he brings kids to, I'm thinking it's probably somebody like Luke Bryan then, who's a little pervy ass perv. I don't know where Luke Bryan lives.
hey, that's I may or may not know.
It's Luke Bryan! It's the big Brian Bryan! Oh my gosh! That makes me so happy.
It could be or it could not be.
I wrote on NewnanTimeWithHarold.com, you guys, I have It's Time to Replace Alan Jackson with Luke Bryan, and I wrote a whole article about why Luke Bryan is superior.
I think we should replace everything that has to do with the other guy you mentioned. Just we'll replace all those with playgrounds.
All right, before I let you go, Harriet, which this episode's already lasted the longest of any episode ever, because you're such a delight. I, Harold, have a entertainment company. One of the things we do is we do trivia. We even do a local Newnan trivia. It's called Newnan Trivia with Harold. Book us. It's super easy. So what I would like to do with my guests before I let you go is I would like to do some Georgia trivia with you. Do you want to do some Georgia trivia questions and we can see how well you do and stack it up to other guests?
Let's do it. I probably will get an A plus out of 100.
Okay. An A
You're
plus.
A plus.
We'll give you 10 points for each you get right. Are you ready? This
I'm
is
so ready.
Georgia trivia.
Georgia trivia.
What port city was the original capital of the state of Georgia?
Port City? Like, was it a name or was there like a ship that they had like an ocean in Georgia at some
This
point?
is a city that is in
Oh,
Georgia
all right.
that was
Just
the
what's the
original capital of the state of Georgia.
Oh man. See, that's our problem. I'm good at navigation, but I don't remember names of things. I'm gonna go solidly with the royal family of Georgia, the city of Crownport.
That's wrong. The answer was Savannah.
Oh, that's so close though.
Ah, well, yeah, sorry.
Oh man.
What famous man was baptized at Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta on May 3rd, 1936?
Famous man?
Famous man, not a
Ooh.
country singer.
My real answer is not a country singer. Ooh. I'll go with like some sort of like the president or like governor. My
Which president or governor? There's multiple.
um
There's been at least two.
George Washington. My fake answer is Ebenezer Scrooge.
And your real answer of who was baptized
It's
is
George
George
Washington.
Washington. Well, the correct answer is Martin Luther King Jr. So
Oh,
he was the Scrooge of racism. He's like, I don't want
no, we
racism.
can go with that. That can be an
I
answer.
don't want racism for Christmas. Wait, no, that's not a good example because then Scrooge decides he likes Christmas. So never mind. Okay. Okay.
I'm thinking like a royalty thing going on here, like the royalty of Crownport, and then we have Martin Luther King.
Oh.
Seeing some connections here.
All right, this one should be easy.
All right, all right.
Which airline based in Georgia, one of the oldest in operation, pioneered the transport hub and spoke system that is now used by airlines around the world?
This one's easy, huh?
I mean, there's like 2 airlines in the whole world.
Wait, you said in Georgia. I might have misheard the question. Are you saying there's like an an
Which
airline in Georgia?
airline based
Oh,
in
like
Georgia?
probably like Delta?
Yes!
I was confused with the
You
question
have
for a minute.
10 points.
I do have a my godfather actually has like a little like one of the not it's like not an airline, but he has a little mini plane, and there's something around the Peachtree City area where they go up and fly planes.
Well, see, you used a lifeline, and it was to
There we go.
talk to your grandpa's ghost. We'll do 2 more, then we'll get you out of here. You ready?
I'm ready.
Created by Atlanta resident in 1992, what television network premiered with programming that consisted exclusively of reruns of Warner Brothers cartoons?
Can you say the first part of that again?
Created?
Just a couple more words.
Created by Atlanta resident in 1992, what television network premiered with programming that consisted exclusively of reruns of Warner Brother cartoons?
Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network is right. So
Nice
proud of you. All right. Ooh, this is a tough one that you won't get. We'll end it on this one. I didn't know this one. I knew the others. Despite her first name being found within the names of 2 other states, what former child actress was actually born in Georgia in 1994? I don't know if you know actresses.
Shared a name with 2 other states?
Despite her first name being found within the names of 2 other states. That's your biggest clue.
1994. Oh man. 1994, huh?
Yeah. You can see say it in 1994. That's not the answer.
I know. I'm buying myself time. Ooh. Anne of Green Gables.
Anne of Green Gables. Please tell me which state has Anne, Green, or Gables in it. It's South Gable.
Mary Ann. It's like Marilyn. Marilyn Monroe.
The answer is Dakota Fanning.
Oh, that's such a better answer.
Right? That's a clever question.
That's really good.
Super.
Yeah, I don't think I would know enough.
Super clever. Makes me super happy. Well, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
Is there anything you would like to say to the world?
Be kind. Don't hit squirrels with cars if you can help it. And eat some fruit salad and never play pickleball.